We are now recording. Let me get some music going. It's time for Clubhouse Chatter. And apparently we've got royalty in the house today. No, it's not Norm, but he'll bring us to you. Here's Norm Ordez.
That is right. We do have royalty in the house. All hail the king of Jewish baseball, Mr. Nate Fish. Nate, how you doing this morning?
I'm very good. Thanks for having me.
So I'm going to ask you this again. So who dubbed you the king of Jewish baseball?
Well, I kind of dubbed myself the king of Jewish baseball.
That's awesome.
In the vein of Howard Stern dubbing himself king of all media. I thought it was a good look. That one was already taken, so I decided to go with king of Jewish baseball.
And a baseball bat is your scepter. That is awesome.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Right.
So now, you played at the University of Cincinnati, and what was it like? So you played with Kevin Youkilis, correct?
I did,
and
correct.
Who else was there when you played?
Probably no one else whose names people would recognize. A lot of good players, some guys that had been drafted out of high school, a few guys got drafted after their junior or senior years, but I think Uke is the only one that people are familiar with.
Do you still keep in touch with him?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him since he went to Japan. I spent quite a bit of time with him when he was with the Yankees last year because I was living in New York at the time also.
Right. And now you are living in Tel Aviv, correct?
I'm living in Tel Aviv. It's not morning here. It's 7 o'clock here. It's 7 in the evening.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you are, so what is your official title over there now?
My title is National Executive Director for the Israel Association of Baseball.
And let me tell you, over the last year and a half, Peter Kurz, it all started with Peter. I interviewed him for the blog, and then, man, it just snowballed. I mean, it rolled downhill to all you guys. And gosh, I probably interviewed like half of the Israeli World Baseball Classic qualifying team now. And I was telling Brian, I said, it's crazy because I love those guys. Those guys are characters. I mean, you've got, the king of Jewish baseball, Nate Fish. You've got Cody Decker, right, who thinks he's Batman. And
Deck is big time all of a sudden. That Jeff Francoeur stunt went. That was national news, man.
Wasn't that awesome? That has got to be the greatest prank in baseball history.
It was a good one.
It was a real good one, and
it was definitely a good one. He also does a good job of making sure to capture all of it on video.
Yes,
that's the important part.
Yeah, and for you guys need to check out. Deck does some great stuff. He also has. He does kind of some fashion tips. I mean, not necessarily fashion tips, but I notice he puts up his what he's wearing on the plane that day. And man, the guy looks good.
You know what? He looks good. He's been looking good lately. He's traveling in style lately.
It's that AAA. It's that AAA money. It's that AAA money.
I'm thinking, where's he getting money for these gator boots?
No kidding. But and then to top it off, you got the bearded one, Shlomo, out there with City Winery, and
that's right.
What a character. The guy's arm is much.
Good baseball team.
Yeah, and a fun one. We just had Greenberg on the show a couple weeks ago and talking about Laurent Levy and stuff like that. And I'll tell you what, you have a non-Jewish Israeli baseball fan with me. And
I hope we got lots of them.
I think you do.
Got lots of them.
And you guys are awesome, and I brought you on to talk about baseball in Israel because it's going nuts.
It is. It's going well. I've been here for about 8 months now, and we've made really good progress. You mentioned Peter before. He's the president of the organization. He's done a really good job leading us. We have a really good administration. Lots of kids are playing. Everyone's just really excited. We're experiencing a full-blown baseball revolution in Israel.
And us at 90 Know It All and Clubhouse Chatter, we want to get behind you guys and help you out with that. We got some baseball cards for you that we'll be sending out here soon, sending out to your contact there in Jersey, and we'll get those over to you.
Great.
So So tell us what's going on.
We'll make good use of them.
Absolutely. So what's going on? Tell us about what you're doing.
What's going on? So it's Passover this week, so the kids are on vacation. So we ran 3 different programs at 3 different locations. We were in Renana one day, we were in Jerusalem one day, and we were here in Tel Aviv one day doing some instructional games for the kids. It's springtime. They're in season now, so we didn't want to do too much of, getting into really breaking it down and giving them instruction. So we gave them some fun competitions, skills competitions and team competitions, and had them go out there. And it was myself and a couple players from the national team. And they always like when we come around because, we're sort of the big leaguers in Israel, the senior national team guys. So they sort of look up to those guys that are on the team. So it's good when we can get out and go do programs for some of the younger players around the country. Our U16 national team is also in Prague right now, and I just got a message that they won their 3rd game of the tournament. They're 3-0. They're playing in the Pony baseball tournament there. They just went to 3-0, won their 3rd game 6-2 today, and are playing in the semifinals tomorrow.
Nice.
They're one of 5 national teams that are going overseas to compete this year. Our senior national team, the team that I'm on, will be in Slovenia in July for the European Championship C pools, and we're going to try and win and advance to next summer's B pool.
Very cool. Very cool. So how many kids do you have playing now? Do you know?
Yeah, there's about 750 kids playing that are currently registered and playing on a team in Israel. There's teams in about 13 different cities. We got 5 different age divisions, all the way from the little kids up through the Premier League, which is our adult league. And we got a good, functioning baseball program going. And now it's just about raising the level, doing a better job with coaches training and umpire training, building fields and doing all the stuff that you have to do when you're trying to play baseball in an otherwise non-baseball playing country.
Right.
You kind of take it for granted over in the States. I did, at least. I'm from Ohio originally, and that's a pretty good baseball area. There's fields everywhere. You fly into any American city, and you see lots of baseball fields sort of scattered around the landscape. We don't really have that here. We only have 3 fields in the country.
Wow.
So we run a lot of programs on soccer fields, do some stuff on basketball courts, and make as much use as we can of those 3 fields. And one of the things we need to do is build fields in the next couple of years here.
Right. And how's now?
Yeah.
How are you raising funds for that? Is it just by local donations or what?
Yeah, some of it's coming from Israel. We have a good partnership with the Jewish National Fund in New York. They are most well known for their tree planting initiatives in Israel. For years, they were planting trees here, and I don't know if you guys ever saw their big campaign, but you could sponsor a tree in Israel. And so they did that for years. There's lots of trees now, so we're going to start building baseball fields. We're on to the next phase. And they started something called Project Baseball in 2007 when there was a professional league here in Israel, the Israel Baseball League. That only lasted 1 year. But Project Baseball has continued on, and through the JNF and Project Baseball, we are trying to raise money over the next year for fields. So if you're out there listening, you can check out and Google Project Baseball, Jewish National Fund. There's a page that explains the project there. You guys can always check us out, Israel Association of Baseball, on Facebook, or www.baseball.org.il. That's our website.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about living in Tel Aviv.
It's great. I live in South Tel Aviv in a neighborhood called Jaffa. It's sort of old Tel Aviv. The Tel Aviv that we usually see, on TV now is beaches and hotels. I live in sort of the older section of the city. Really cool. It's a transition when you move to a country and you haven't lived there before, and there's a language barrier, and just trying to learn my way around and figure it out and do the job and all this different stuff. So it's been a transition, but after the first 6 months, I really settled in. And everything became a little more manageable, and it's great. It's a great city.
Very cool. So let's talk a little bit about the World Baseball Classic qualifying team. So they lost in the championship game to Spain, and it was an epic game, a heartbreaking game. Where do you see the Israeli team at the next World Baseball Classic? Do you see him qualifying?
Yeah, that's our goal. I kind of think of this era of Israel baseball ending with that 2016-2017 World Baseball Classic. So we, unfortunately, like you said, lost to Spain in the finals of the qualifier in 2012. And a bunch of those guys have gone on now. Brad is managing the Tigers, so he probably won't be back with us as the manager. But there's some good options out there as far as coaches and players. And I hope we can put as strong a team together for the next qualifier. It's important that we do a good job here on the ground with our domestic national team, so we get invited back to try and qualify again.
Right.
It's an invitational tournament, but we need to do a good job and show Major League Baseball that our numbers are going up, that we have facilities, that we have a baseball academy, that our national team is doing well in the European Championship. So we're trying to take care of all that stuff. And then as the next qualifier comes around, we'll see who's out there and see if we can put together another good team, get a good manager, bunch of good ball players, and just you never know what's going to happen. But just hope for a better outcome,
Hey, what you got a bird in the background or something?
You hear that? I'm cat sitting right now. I'm cat sitting for my neighbors.
Okay.
This cat. I'm trying to talk to you guys. This cat is literally biting my ankles and chasing me around the room. And I don't know what's going on with it. I gave it water and food. I don't know what else to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Once again, we have the king of Jewish baseball, Nate Fish, with us. And, I was telling Brian, I said, I love these guys. They're all characters. I get all giddy when I start, talking with you because it's so real. And it's because of stuff like that. And,
this thing won't leave me alone. It's chasing. I'm pacing around the room, and it's chasing me and biting my feet.
That's funny. Just don't kick it, whatever you do. And
I won't. I'm not a cat abuser.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the players. I mean, gosh, you got Deck down playing for the Chihuahuas down in El Paso.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got, who else do we got? You've got Jock Peterson.
Let's talk about Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson is doing some special things in AAA right now.
And he's a stud.
He is good. He's hitting like 440. He's got a couple of multi-home run games already. He's ready. He's ready for the big leagues, man. Someone needs to get him up.
This is what I think the Dodgers should do. The Dodgers have got some problems. I mean, they've definitely got...
Puig.
Gosh, I really like him.
Listen, but I like him too. The Puig man is headed for trouble. I hope nothing but the best for him in the organization. But there's something going on with the Puig man right now.
So do you get rid of Puig or do you get rid of Kemp?
Get rid of all of them.
I mean, because you need in the categories.
No, those guys are all superstars. I don't know what to do. I just want to see Jock get a chance.
I know, and Jock, has played himself into that, and
yeah.
I think Kemp, he's been hurt, and I think it's time to move on with Kemp and just let Ethier and Peterson and Puig go. But I agree with Puig too. I mean, there's just trouble brewing around the corner. It's sad and unfortunate because he is a hell of a ball player.
Oh, he's unbelievable.
So,
he's great.
So who else? So you got Jock.
What else we got? We got Big Nate Fryman. What's Nate doing? He got signed to AAA, didn't he?
He did. Big Nate, 6'6". Yeah. He's a big man.
He's big.
With the A's.
He may be the tallest Jew in the world.
It's possible.
He's big.
You got it. There's a basketball player out there that's got to be at least 7'1". That's a Jew. I mean, maybe he's the tallest baseball player. There you go.
Tallest baseball playing Jew. There you go. We nailed it.
And so you got Brad leading the charge in Detroit. I mean,
they're good. They're going to be good this year. They have a chance.
How is Brad going to do as managing that team?
Oh, he's great. He's very managerial. He's a very managerial dude in general. He sort of has that presence about him. I think the guys, even though he hasn't managed in the big leagues before, they must just sort of automatically have a lot of respect for him just based on his playing career and his presence, and he just knows what he's doing.
And he was also voted the prettiest manager as well.
Best looking big leaguer.
He is the best looking major league.
That guy's got it going on. He's got it going on. I'll tell you what. He makes it look easy.
GQ, that's right. And so who else we got? So we got Nate Freeman, big Nate Freeman. Where's Sam Fold at these days?
I don't know. Where's Fold? He was in the mix, and I think he would have joined the team if we had won the qualifier. But he wasn't able to join us for the qualifying round because the season was still going on for them. But he's a good player. He's in Toronto, isn't he?
I believe you're correct. I think
he's in Toronto. And I think he made the team.
Right. And so who else we got? We've got, Ike Davis just got traded to...
I know. I just saw that.
Yeah.
He got traded to Pitt.
Man. Now he'll do well.
He got traded partly because one of the guys from the team is a legit big league first baseman now, Josh Satin. Josh was on the team and with us in Florida.
That is right.
And is going to be playing some first base for the Mets, and they like him. He's doing well. He's fit in well there. So they thought it was time to move Davis. Davis could have been one of our teammates too. Jewish dude.
Man, there's a lot of talent on that team. Holy crap!
Tell you what, there's a lot of good Jewish big leaguers out there. We just got to win the qualifier next time so we can bring them on board.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And how about pitching?
Make a run.
Pitching wise, you have who do you got? I'm drawing a blank right now.
We got Marquis. Is Marquis still in the mix? He's getting old.
Yeah, he's
love
getting
him,
old.
But he's getting old. He by the time the next thing rolls around, he may not be able to do it. But I don't know. I got to take a look at our lists. Our secret lists of Jewish Major League Baseball players that we keep.
you have down there at San Diego University. You've got Alon Leichman.
Alon, he's the man,
dude. That kid.
He'll be playing for us this summer. He's coming back to Israel. We're hosting a international tournament in June here. Mm-hmm. He'll be back for that, and then he'll stay with us, and he'll go to Slovenia with us for the European Championships.
For a guy his size, I think he's only like 6'1". That kid can throw. If hopefully his arm holds out. And great kid. Chatted with him a couple of different times, and I just wish the well for him. Wish the best for him.
Yeah. He's one of our leaders. He's been on the national team here for a long time. He's one of the couple guys that was on that World Baseball Classic team that's actually a product of the baseball program here in Israel. There were 3 guys from Israel that were on the team, along with all the pro guys from the States. So he's got good experience. He's playing college baseball right now, so he's big for us.
How different is it playing in Israel compared to like the United States?
It's different. Anytime you're talking about international baseball, it gets a little different. There's different degrees of it. Obviously, if you go to the Caribbean or something, there's great baseball down there. You start getting out into Europe, things change a little bit. The style of play changes a little bit. The level of play changes a little bit. The level of professionalism changes a little bit. So, there's a lot of international leagues now. Playing here is similar to playing in some of those leagues in Europe. But it's different, We're trying to really raise the level. I play for Jerusalem in the Premier League, which I mentioned before is our adult league here. We have 4 teams right now. We're hoping to move up to 5 teams. Each team has about 15, 16 guys on the roster. The guys at the top of the rotation, as far as pitching goes, are pretty good. They throw strikes. A couple of guys are, low to mid 80s as far as velocity goes, and they're good. They can go out and control the game, and those are guys probably that will play on the national team also. But then you get into some of the younger guys, 16, 17-year-olds that are just coming up and playing in that league for the first time, and they have little command issues and stuff like that, so the level goes down. So it's an adjustment. Some nights you show up and there's only 8 guys there.
Right.
And we'll play with 8, but that's the minimum that we need to play a game. We're just missing an outfielder. That's something you don't experience if you're playing certainly if you're playing professional or college baseball, or even if you're playing high school baseball, or really any level in the States, you don't experience, hey, we only have 8 people here today. But these guys all work. They're all very committed to baseball. They sacrifice a lot of time and money to play, but they also have lives and jobs and families, and they do other things. They're not professional baseball players. So it's a little bit of a different balance,
Right. There's that dang cat again.
Yeah,
so
this thing is driving me crazy.
Once again, King of Jewish Baseball, Nate Fish. Nate, once again, it's always a pleasure to have you on, and I can't wait till the next time.
Always fun.
We know we need to do this like every 3 months and have you on just to update us on what's going on over there.
Let's do it. Hopefully next time I'll be announcing our big win in the European Championships.
That'd be pretty cool. So once again, Nate Fish. Nate, thank you for coming on, and
thanks for having me.
Feed the cat.
I got to go feed this cat. Thanks again for having me.
All right, hey, thank you very much.
All right.
All right.
Thanks. Bye, Norm. Bye.
So once again, thanks to Nate Fish and the cat. Wow, that was pretty great. So once again, thanks to our sponsors, Base by Pros, basebypro.com, Mark Canham at EMDM Design, Carlson and Gang over at Proper Cuts Barbershop, Baseball Dudes. Did I mention Baseball Dudes? I think I did twice. Hey, Chris, you get twice. Baseballisms.com. They got some pretty sweet shirts and stuff. Baseballism, 15% off if you use the code Clubhouse Chatter. I'm Norm. Thanks to producer Brian, and we will see you next week.